चलो hello and welcome. You're watching Morning Markets on Money9. I'm Sakshi Batra and this is where you get all the key updates you need to begin your trading day right. तो चलिए शुरुआत करते हैं और शुभारंभ करते हैं आज के इस ट्रेडिंग सत्र का। साथ ही आपको बताएंगे कि कल का ट्रेडिंग सत्र कैसा रहा और कौन से इंटरनेशनल क्यूज इंडिकेट कर रहे हैं आज के मार्केट्स के डायरेक्शन को। तो सबसे पहले देखिए कि कल की जो क्लोजिंग हुई है वो एक रिकॉर्ड हाई क्लोजिंग हुई है बेंचमार्क इंडिसेस के। अगर आप बात करेंगे 52,000 का लेवल सेंसेक्स ने अचीव कर लिया। कल पहली बार 52,000 का जो लेवल है फर्स्ट टाइम सेंसेक्स ने अचीव किया और उसके ऊपर ही क्लोजिंग करने में कामयाब भी रहा। सेंसेक्स 52,154 के लेवल्स पर 609 अंकों की बढ़त यहां पर देखने को मिली और 1.25% तक की बढ़त यहां पर देखने को मिली है। अगर आप निफ्टी 50 की बात करेंगे तो 15,300 का जो लेवल है वो भी पहली बार निफ्टी ने कल के ट्रेडिंग सत्र में क्रॉस किया था और 15,314 के लेवल्स पर यहां क्लोजिंग हुई। 150 पॉइंट्स का जंप और 1% तक की बढ़त जो है कल निफ्टी 50 में भी देखने को मिली है। सबसे ज्यादा तेजी और आउट परफॉर्मेंस कल हमें निफ्टी बैंक इंडेक्स से देखने को मिली और 1190 अंकों से भी ज्यादा की तेजी यहां पर देखने को मिली है। करीब करीब आप मान सकते हैं कि 1200 अंक जो हैं कल निफ्टी ने अपनी इंडेक्स में जोड़ लिए और 37,306 के लेवल पर कल निफ्टी बैंक की क्लोजिंग हुई है। याद रखिए कल पूरे दिन जब हमारे साथ एक्सपर्ट्स जुड़ रहे थे वो आपको 36,000 के आसपास के लेवल पर ही बता रहे थे। अब अगला ट्रिगर होगा 37,500 और उसी के पास अब ये निफ्टी बैंक इंडेक्स आकर बंद हुआ है। 3.25% तक की स्ट्रांग मूव हमने कल के सत्र में देखी है निफ्टी बैंक के सेशन में। अगर आप देखेंगे ब्रॉडर मार्केट स्पेस में मिड कैप और स्मॉल कैप इंडेक्स को अगर आप देखेंगे दोनों में ही अच्छी बढ़त देखने को मिली और कंट्रीब्यूशन यहां से भी देखने को मिला। मिड कैप ने बेटर परफॉर्म किया है जहां पर 1.5% तक के आसपास की बढ़त देखने को मिली है। 20,189 के लेवल्स पर क्लोजिंग हुई है। अगेन रिकॉर्ड हाई क्लोजिंग फॉर द BSE मिड कैप इंडेक्स एज वेल। BSE स्मॉल कैप इंडेक्स also shut sharp at about 0.4% uptick with 19,693 at the closing level of the small cap index as well. Moving on to see what kind of cues are we getting in from across the globe. Now remember that the US markets or the cash markets were shut on account of President's Day. So we've not got any cues as far as the cash markets are concerned. However, if you see the Dow futures are still indicating an uptick and gains of about 230 points. So we can continue to understand that the global cues would be positive as far as the US markets are concerned. Moving on to what kind of indications are we getting from the Asian markets. Remember there have been a series of consecutive holidays on account of the New Year or Lunar New Year in the Chinese markets and most of the Asian markets. However, Japan's Nikkei was operational even in yesterday's trading session and it has crossed the 30,000 level for the very first time. Again, a historic level for the Nikkei 225 that you can see 1.5% uptick. That's again shot up about 480 points in trade in yesterday's session. Also, Hang Seng is now back to work. 420 points of an uptick is what you can see. 30,594 is the level at which Hang Seng is working at. 1.5% of gains we can see from that as well. So the Asian markets whichever are working today are actually sending in positive indications for the Indian markets. Moving on to see what kind of an opening can we expect as far as the SGX Nifty is concerned, and the indications are for a flat to positive bias opening. 15,346 is the level that we can see for the SGX Nifty. So we can expect like a quiet to moderate with a positive opening for the Indian markets in today's trading session as well. Moving on to the money market check. Now you can see the dollar rupee. The rupee was trading at 72.69 against the dollar. That's a flat to margin marginal positive kind of trade that we actually saw for the rupee. We'll just have to see whether this trading range persists for some more days to come as well or not. So a very, very tight range for the rupee as far as it has been working. Now, as far as the crude oil markets are concerned, remember it's a multi-month high for the Brent crude that we are seeing. It's trading above $63.5 per barrel. That's up about 0.5% in trade. The WTI crude is also trading over $60.21 to the barrel, almost one and quarters kind of a percentage gain for the WTI or the NYMEX crude as well. Now remember, there have been Middle East tensions again brewing, which is somehow helping the oil prices surge further. And apart from that, the US stimulus and hopes around that, the recovery of the economy, the recovery of the demand, all of these factors put together working in favor for the crude oil prices currently as well. Moving on to see which kind of stocks that you need to keep on your radar for today as well. Titan Company should be on your radar. It actually slipped about 0.70% in yesterday's trading session. However, the company's subsidiary, Carrot Lane, has incorporated Studio C Inc. as a wholly owned subsidiary. Carrot Lane had acquired 100% stake in Studio C Inc. worth about $150,000 as well. So maybe some kind of a sentimental move over there on the stock prices today. Moving on to another stock that you need to keep an eye out on, Gujarat State Petronet, that is GSPL. It actually shut shop with about losses of 0.70% in yesterday's trading session. Now, Mirae Asset Investment Managers India have increased the stake in the company to 5.03% from 4.99% via the open market transaction. So that's something that you need to really keep on your radar as well. You may see some uptake in today's trading session as far as this stock is concerned. Moving on to City Networks now, about a 4% uptick for this counter in yesterday's trading session. Now, the subsidiary Variety Entertainment has sold a balanced 1,600 equity shares in voice snap services to Raj Lakshmi Communications and Services for about 2.5 crore rupees. So you may see an extension of that rally in today's trading session as well, but it's a penny stock. Let's move on to see what kind of other stocks do we have on your radar. Poly Medicure. Now, the stock is priced at 622. It was trading with a 5.5% kind of gains in yesterday's trade. The company opened its QIP for subscription on February 15 and fixed the floor price at about 550 rupees per share. So you will just have to see what kind of an indication do we get from that news on the counter in today's trading session as well. Moving on to Tech Mahindra now, remember the IT index has not participated so well in the run-up in the last 15 days or so in the post-budget rally. However, there have been some pockets of rise and fall for these mid-cap IT counters as well. So 1.5% downtick for yesterday's trade. The company is to support end-to-end IT transformation for Germany-based telecommunications provider. So that's going to be a positive news for the company, and you may see a slight reversal of that in today's trading session as far as Tech Mahindra stock is concerned. Now, moving on, SIS is another counter that you need to keep on your radar. 426 is the current price of the stock right now. 1.5% downtick was seen in yesterday's trading session. The company has approved a proposal of the buyback of up to 99.99 crore rupees worth equity shares at a price band of 550 rupees per share. So slight uptick is expected on this counter in today's trading session as well. Now, moving on to the primary market space, and this space is going to be buzzing quite a lot. Nureka Limited had opened its IPO for subscription in yesterday's trading session. The issue has already got subscribed about 5.73 times on day one, and the IPO will actually shut shop on February 17th as well. So a good response on the first day, 2 more days to go, and we'll just have to see how much. And the company is going to be raising about 100 crore rupees from this IPO as well. Moving on, there's going to be Railtel Corporation IPO that will open for subscription today. Now, the issue will, the price band has been fixed from 93 to 94 rupees per share. There's going to be, it's going to be open from today until February 18th. So this is something that you need to keep an eye out on. And other details as to whether should you subscribe onto this IPO or not, you'll get all those details on our Money9 website and on the videos as well. So keep an update on that one and stay logged on to money9.com for that. There's going to be a fresh listing also today, and that's going to be of Brookfield India Real Estate Trust REIT. Now, the shares will be listing on the bourses today. Remember, the issue was open for subscription from February 3rd to February 5th. Now, remember, it was already subscribed about 7.9 times by investors during this 3-day of bidding period earlier this month. Now, of this, the QIP portion had bid for about 4.78 times. while the non-institutional investors or the NIIs had bid for about 11.5 times of their quota as well. Now, seeing the current market sentiment, the analysts are saying that, you could actually see a premium listing for this company as well today. Remember, its issue price was around 274 to 275 rupees per share. So, of this, you can actually expect some bit of premium listing for this counter today. It will list at around 10 a.m. and that's where we will give you all the key updates as well. Now, in case this lists at a premium, it would make the third company from this REIT space to list successfully on the Lal Street as well. So keep an eye out on that one as well. Moving on to now the stock recommendations for the day. Nirav Chera from Nirmal Bang has bet on SRF Limited. Remember, there was a slight uptick in yesterday's trading session. The stop loss you need to keep on the stock would be 5,500 with a target price of 5,800 on the counter. Remember, its last trading price was somewhere around 56.22 per share. Moving on to Muthoot Finance now. Again, a 0.5% uptick for this counter. Nirav believes that you can buy this counter for today with a stop loss of 1,300 and a target price of 1,360 on the upside. Another counter from his space would be from the Pharma pack, and that's Lupin that he's betting big on. 0.5% uptick for this counter as well. The stop loss you need to maintain on the stock would be 1,040 with a target price of 1,100 on the stock. Remember, it was trading at around 1,058 in yesterday's trading session. Moving on to another counter that you need to keep on your radar from the IT space. Mudit Goyal believes Infosys can be a good counter to bet on in today's trading session. Flattish to a positive, bias in yesterday's closing. 1,309 was the last trading price that we saw. The stop loss you need to maintain on the stock would be 1,295 with a target price of 1,335 on this counter. Moving on to another stock, and that is from the banking space that Mudit bets on, State Bank of India. He believes that the rally so far that we've seen may extend further, and 407, that was the closing price of yesterday. 3.5% uptick also seen in yesterday's trading session can get further boost today with a stop loss that you need to maintain on the stock at 402 and a target price of 415 from Mudit Goyal on State Bank of India. Another counter that he bets big on would be Tata Consumer Products. That's another buy call from Mudit Goyal. 2.5% uptick was seen in yesterday's trading session. It was trading at 623. The stop loss you need to keep on the counter would be 616 with a target price of 635 as well. So these are the 6 counters that you need to keep an eye out on in today's trading session, and a whole lot of action to unfold throughout the day. So stay tuned with us on Money9.